Hello, you guys. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to a Tuesdays in the Attic Freaky Fast formula happening today. Check out Jen's channel with Kay's mom here on YouTube. I can't speak. There was our Freaky Fast formula. And I'm going to get right into cutting. So I am playing with... That was dumb. I am playing with Simple Stories. Let me grab, I believe it's Simply Remember or something like that. It was a scrap room kit just this last month, or just this month. Simple Stories, it's called Just Remember, not Just Remember, just Remember. So Simple Stories Remember. It's gorgeous. It's definitely got a lot of like themed items for losing loved ones, that kind of thing. But it also has some great patterns and some really pretty like family, love, togetherness sentiments as well. So I kind of took advantage of that, and I'm documenting a foot photo. It's a photo of my niece's foot when she was firstborn, because she has a very, very special defect on her foot, and so we kind of celebrated it, jokingly celebrated it, and purposely took a picture of it, and because I think she's kind of grown out of it a little bit. You can't even tell now, but it was really cute. We said she was a mermaid, so that is what I have. So I really liked the dark floral pattern paper, so I wanted to border that on the outside and anchor it. So since this was a scrap room kit, I have a piece of cardstock left over, and then I have the papers and the embellishment add-ons that I didn't use for my design team layout that was earlier this month, which you can go check that out on my channel. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. I would really appreciate it. I'm not too far from 1,500 subscribers, so it would be kind of nice to get there, but I'm not pushing for it because I have not been available lately, and it's been hard, and motivation and all those things. But I went ahead and I just kind of pick patterns that I think are going to look good, that I want, and I just start cutting. So I took the one pattern paper that I really, really liked, and I cut, there were two 10 by 3.5s. I cut two of them out of the same, but I was like, oh, I'll use A side and B side. So that was my original plan. And then you needed a 3 by 6.5, a 6 by 4.5, and a 6 by 3. Well, my photo was big enough, I figured I would mat it again on that floral paper, and then I cut that 6 by 4.5, and I made that kind of a second mat, a thicker mat. And then I did that, which ended up being the same pattern, just different colors, in the 3 by 6.5 and 6 by 3. They're kind of like a damask wallpaper pattern. One in like the greeny yellow color, if you want to call it. I don't know what kind of color that is. It's like a cross between a green, a yellow, and a brown, which is the same as the plaid. And then the other side is this floral, which reminds me a lot of... Wasn't there a Jen Hadfield? Like, there were some, I feel like some American Crafts collections that had a pattern that was kind of like this. I feel like Vicki Boutin had one, and I feel like Amy Tan had one before she left. Yeah, I feel like this floral pattern was very similar to some of those, but I really like it. I don't end up using it. So I kind of play around with the papers, and after I get my photos matted, I play around with them quite a bit and try to figure out an arrangement that I like. But I really enjoy the deep green that are in this collection, so that's why I had like a scrap left over of one of the papers from the kit that had this green on the back, and that is what I did, that second mat, that 6 by 4.5. So I'm putting, after I mat my photo on the floral, I'll put it on that green. I really like that color. The other side was like, it was almost like a pre-made page type thing. It was really nice. So yeah, so I have a lot of elements left still, even after doing this collection. So now that's 2 pages I've gotten out of my page kit, and I still have more I could do. But I have a lot of sentiments left over that are that remember type, that lost loved ones type thing. So I might save it for a special layout, or I might make some layouts in my Nana book that I have of my mom, for my nieces and my son to look at, just like stories about my mom, since they didn't really get to meet her. So I am, what am I doing? It's hard to see on my screen. Oh, I am currently futzing. So at first I was gonna, do the usual, line these papers up, layer, 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 and I'm like, something, So I decide to cut. I decide one to use the same side. I was like, the Freaky Fast ornament doesn't say you have to have 4 different of all these. If you wanted to cut the same pattern out of all the cuts, if that was possible, you could. There's no rules except for you use these cuts and you use a 12 by 12 cardstock base. And sometimes I even use a pattern paper base. That's not really a rule breaker. It's just, yeah. So you do what you want. The whole rule is just to use these cuts and these cuts at least. You can do more. You just can't do less, right? So there's not a lot of rules to doing Freaky Fast Ornament. And that's what makes them go so fast, though, is like you just cut and then you play. And then this whole layout, I think, was half an hour. Yeah, it did not take me long. It was really quick. And I did forget a few things. You'll notice as we get closer to the end, and I'll tell you what things I did off camera, but I did forget a few things that I ended up adding. But here I decided I wanted to fishtail the 2, and then I turned them and I was like, I'm going to fishtail them all. It's going to be a banner layout. So I really like the way this turned out. I'm glad I did that. And don't forget that there's still the correct length. You can change the ends and still have the same length of papers. And it's really, no one's going to police you. It's really about starting and playing and getting creative and finding that time. I have not had the time or the energy to be creative for like 2 weeks, and it makes me sad. So it was really good to just get in my craft room, do this layout. I plan on getting caught up on all the ones I've missed and get those posted for you guys sometime soon. And I have design team layouts I gotta work on. So I've not got to do 30s as sketches at all, which is really sad, but I'm hoping to do a couple here in the very near future. But now that I've got all the laid up, now we can play, and I've got kind of a design figured out, and I can play and start laying things up. I really liked the border stickers that I got in my kit. When you get the embellishments, it's going to vary when you get a Scraproom kit. So I really got these fun border stickers, and those pink butterfly border really spoke to me. So I wanted to make sure that kind of spread almost all the way top and bottom along that banner. It goes a little bit higher and not quite low enough, just so you can see the fishtail edge. But I really like that, so I tucked that on the left side, and then I will start, I'm just gluing everything down, and then we will start layering other things up as well, stickers and that kind of thing. So I really like the camera sticker, and I really like the typewriter on here, but I couldn't, in my brain, justify a good spot for it when I already have the camera. But the camera's perfect, and I really like this little clip. So I'm going to pop that up on foam. And then there's 2 really pretty clusters. I could have added more butterflies, but I didn't, because there's a lot of great butterfly stickers on this sheet. And so I probably will add those for something on another page for sure. But I added 2 floral clusters, and I've kind of got like a cluster down on the bottom right of the page, and then a cluster on the bottom left of the photo, and then a cluster on the upper right of the upper right of the photo. But then it turns into kind of a cluster that wraps across the top of the photo and down the right of the photo is kind of how it ends up going. I kind of tie all of it together with little stickers, sequins, and all that. So a couple things I did off camera that you're not going to see is after I photographed the layout, I was like, something's missing. Those tags need like something at the top of them. So I took my Crop-A-Dile and I punched a couple holes, and I put some twine in there and tied it off as best I can. It's kind of messy how I tied it, but I like the way it looks. But that way it looks like they're just fastened up there somehow and not just floating. And so that was kind of fun. That was a fun little, I was like, ooh, what if I did this? And so I did peel them up, and I added that after the fact. So you'll see that later. I moved that label a couple times because, yeah, but that label just kind of says why we took the photo. And then I will just start adding a bunch more stickers. There's a lot of great stickers on the sticker book. I didn't have a lot of ephemera pieces from the original kit that I wanted to add to this layout. I had used up the ones on my design team layout already, kind of that I wanted that weren't remembering themed. So I don't use any ephemera pieces, but there are tons of stickers in the add-on kit for this month that there were plenty of things for me to add. So I add a few of the like plaid hearts. I add a few more small florals, few of the circular hearts, a couple phrase stickers on the bottom, and then there's a tab that says loved, and then it has like fake washi and heart in the same pattern that I have framing the outside. And then another thing that I did forget to do was add a title. I don't know how, so I got done filming and I started taking the photos and I was like, I don't have a title on this page. This is stupid. So there wasn't any good title pieces in the things that I got with the kit and even in the add-ons. So I actually went and dug through my stash, and this is where I know that this floral exists in other collections, because I think this was a Jen Hadfield collection. And I got this hello puffy sticker, and I nestled perfectly in between that loved tab and the little like clip that I have over on the left of the top of the photo. So then that's kind of how that whole top ends up tying together, and you'll see that in the close-ups at the end and the finished photo. I retook my photos after adding that, but I didn't think it would be worth it to turn the camera on for like less than 2 minutes just to add a title. You can see, you know what it's like to slap down a title. It's not riveting by any means. Not that the rest of this is riveting, but yeah. So here I am going to add some sequins. These are Spiegel Mom Scrap sequins, and this, where did I put it? This set, if you couldn't see it when I hold it up, because I feel like I held it up, but not very well. This one is called Flower Sack. I really like this one. It's got some good little bronze pieces and all these iridescent white pieces in it. It's just a perfect kind of neutral one to add to things like this. So I'm going to finish adding some sequins, and then you'll see the close-ups with, oh, there we go, yep. Then you'll see the close-ups with those items that I added off camera. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments below if you have any defects that you tried to celebrate, because I don't think there's something that we should shun away from. I think all of us are made in God's image, so we are who we are. Anyway, thank you guys, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye.